Okay, well, it is 5 minutes past the hour, so let's go ahead and get started with the presentation for today. It's going to be about increasing your sense of deserving. And we're going to be answering a couple questions. How does being grateful attract good into our lives? And secondly, how and why do we repel the good that comes to us? We have experiences and we have perceptions about those experiences. Lots of times they are limited, we have limiting perceptions about ourselves, and that creates doubt regarding the possibilities that we have for our life. Positive experiences, those are great. They're enriching, they add meaning and value to our lives. Negative experiences, on the other hand, can trigger that inner voice of doubt, and we often don't feel worthy of good fortune. So what to do? We are co-creators with life. We are constantly sending out energy that matches what we are thinking and feeling inside. The feeling tone has a magnetic field. So if we don't like the results in our lives, we need to look inside ourselves to determine, what our thoughts are, what our feelings have been. Emerson said, quote, "If we are impeccable about anything in dream building, we need to be impeccable about our thoughts," end quote. Energy changes depending on what we believe about ourselves. For example, if we believe that we deserve dreams that are in our heart, not because of anything we have done or we haven't done, but simply because of who we are. And so when we have that sense, then we are grateful for everything that we receive. Gratitude is the feeling tone that is harmonious with abundance, the experience of abundance. It's an expansive state, open, expansive. It's a high vibration. But if we believe that we don't deserve the gifts we have, and that ends up in our lack of gratitude, we end up with feelings of self-loathing, self-criticism, and unfortunately, that corresponds with a sense of lack, and it's a status or a state of being constricted. Being critical and self-sabotaging ourselves, our choices. An example would be a woman who is dreaming of a relationship. She's really been trying to find that man. So she eventually does attract this really wonderful guy, and she's really happy with him to begin with. But after a few months of dating, she starts noticing things about him that she doesn't really like. Maybe he has nervous habits, or he's a little pudgy in places, or he's balding. Once her energy shifts from being really into this new relationship and loving being with this person and noticing and appreciating him, when she shifts to criticizing him and finding fault, the energy shifts. And ultimately, it will probably lead to the breakup of that relationship. And for her, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. In response to the breakup, she says, well, see, here's proof. Every single relationship I have only lasts a short time. She created an experience that validated her belief that she didn't deserve it, which is sad. And we all do it. I've done it. We all do it. Being grateful is a choice. And there's a difference between being grateful for something and being grateful in something. Being grateful for something is a response to some outside stimulus. Someone gives us something, someone does something for us. It's passive. But being grateful in is a choice, it's active. And in that case, we're grateful no matter what has happened. We're grateful even in really challenging times. We really just have to make a decision about how we're going to feel about our experiences and whether we're going to feel gratitude or not. I'm going to share with you a true story about a woman named Linda and her mother. You know, we carry forth into our future experiences that, as I said, sabotage and thwart the very things that we want in life. Linda's mother was mentally ill, and she was the oldest child of 5 children. So when Dad was away, she became responsible for protecting the other kids. Well, one day when Linda was 13 years old, she had to rescue her 5-year-old brother. Her mom had a big breakout of anger, and she found her mother standing in front of her little brother with a pair of scissors pointing at his neck. She was able to stop her mother, and it led to her mother going into a situation where she could get treatment, and she was removed from the household for a period of time. She eventually stabilized enough to be able to live at home again. But her relationship with Linda's relationship with her mom was really tainted by what had happened. And then even after her mom stabilized and was on medication and didn't have the raging moods anymore, she was very critical of Linda. There was nothing Linda could do that was right. She was also very negative and was always complaining. Well, Linda became really, really resentful. Not only had she been put in a position to take care of her younger siblings, but now, even with that behind her, and as an adult, her mother was still very, very critical of her, everything that she did, and her mother complained incessantly. So Linda decided to just withdraw. She needed to get away from her mother, she thought. But she also noticed after a while that she wasn't attracting things into her life that she wanted. And someone pointed out to her that maybe there was some stuff from her past that she hadn't dealt with, and that could be impacting her ability to attract what she wanted in life. So she did think about her mom and decided that she wanted to change her relationship with her mom and try to get past that whole situation. She knew that she couldn't change her mom, but she could change her inner relationship with her mother. So that's what she attempted to do. She could not be grateful for the life that she had with her mother. That wasn't possible, but she could be grateful in the life she had with her mother. Grateful that she had a mother. So she decided not to allow her mother to control her inner state of gratitude. So as I said, there's a difference between having gratitude for something and being in gratitude, having gratitude in something. She wasn't grateful for the situation of her mother being mentally ill and negative and critical and complaining, but she decided to be grateful in the fact that she had a mother and that she could control her feelings and her perceptions. So over time, her perceptions of her mother did change. She ended up seeing her mother as a very frightened woman who only knew how to attract love into her life, ask for love through her criticism and her complaining and her mental illness. Linda realizes that her mother has been one of her greatest teachers, really, and that it was an honor to take care of her. Linda was there in whatever capacity her mother would allow her to be. Well, Linda stopped feeling, like she was a victim. She started choosing. She knew she could choose how she would respond. So she decided she was deserving of the best life, the best of what life had to offer her. And if she used her inner power to change her relationship with her mother, that she could acquire that. There is no circumstance greater than the power we have to choose our response. We have that ultimate power. And universal power is truly abundant and without limitation. So as a member of this universe, you can harness this power no matter who you are, what you've done, where you've been, what's happened to you. We are way more than what we have done or experienced. We have a story, but we are not our story. We have a history, but we are not our history. We can shift our energy and we can have a different perception of the experiences we have, regardless of the circumstances. We can be grateful for the opportunity, if nothing else, to grow, to learn. We always have the freedom to decide how we will respond. Over the next week or so, you might want to meditate or write in your journal to answer some questions for yourself if your life isn't working out quite the way you hoped it would. What bad experiences have you had that you still carry around with you? And how has that impacted your sense of deserving? How can you see that experience is a lesson and not a sentence? And how can you see that experience is an opportunity to learn, to grow, to become a better person? And how have you allowed yourself to be a victim? How can you become grateful for the opportunity to learn, to grow, to evolve? You deserve everything that you want because of who you are, not because of what you've done or not done, what other people have done to you or not done for you. We're all equally deserving. This is one of the 10 steps in the Dream Building program. It's a 12-session program that I'll be sending out. I'll be sending you information out via email about the details about how you can access this 12-session training. I think if you do decide to take the training, you will be very, very pleased. It's been proven to work very well for people in really turning their lives around. So anyway, until the next time we get together, I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day and week, and I will see you next month. Thanks. Bye-bye.